We did get some economic data, and this is personal consumption in PCE, personal consumption in expenditure, personal spending, up 5.5% year on year in November. So that's a bit of a cool down from the 6.1% we saw in October. Now, the key here is the Fed's preferred gauge, which is core PCE. That actually came in stronger than expected. So we're talking about a 4.7% increase year on year. 4.6% is what was expected, and that's probably why we're seeing the kind of reaction we said today, although, December 23rd, not always the heaviest trading day. We should point out some improvements here in terms of what we got from the University of Michigan, the Consumer Sentiment Index. That did rise slightly, and Rochelle, this probably speaks to some of the economic data that we've been seeing that points to, while core PCE, at least today, was stronger than expected, overall the trend has been moderating in terms of price increases. University of Michigan saying specifically, sentiment remains in relatively downbeat at 15% below a year ago, but consumers' increasingly negative attitudes have softened this month on the basis of easing pressures from inflation. Is it enough for the Fed to slow and sort of crawl back their rate increases? Not necessarily, but that's at least a good sign if you're thinking about where things have been headed. Or have we finally reached the peak? And certainly a lot of economists have argued we have.
And that's the question. Every time this data comes out, we wonder, what is going to be that tipping point? What is enough data for the Fed? Obviously, they're looking at backwards-looking data, and you don't want the medicine to be taking hold and you go too far. The Fed doesn't seem to be worried about going too far. I know that they said it's worse, in fact, to take their foot off the gas preemptively and then make it worse and then be back in the same position again. But with every little bit of data, you get a bit more encouragement. But the Fed, at least at this point, still staying relatively hawkish.
Yeah, they've always said it's not just one data set, it's not just 1 month. They have to look at all things sort of combined. So we'll continue to monitor that.